Summer camp 2019, stargazing with my group. We went out after a extended group time up by the lake. We went out and we looked up and all of us just fell over at the beauty of the stars. It was amazing. So this was after a pretty serious group topic where we were talking about some heavy stuff. And then all of us heading back in fellowship, we just looked down and marveled at the glorious creation. And just all of us in that moment felt super close to God.
My favorite memory was when I made friends over at the Forest Home camp.
Definitely the people. I met a lot of great people along the way. Some people being the leaders, as well as just amazing people that I met as friends and come to know as my best high school friends today.
Probably one of my favorites is that there's way back in the day, I don't know, I think it was my first, it was my first winter camp. Weston was still just a leader. He wasn't even working staff at the church yet. And he was my small groups leader, and we decided for whatever idiotic reason to take these the pixie sticks, the powdered dust candy, and whip each other to them.
One of my favorite memories is probably Small Group Wars, the first one, because I had no idea what was going on, and it was a lot of fun just being crazy with all my friends.
My favorite moment, I think camp was definitely very fun. I hadn't been to a church camp since 6th grade, so getting to do it going into senior year I was like, why did I not do this all throughout high school, because it was so much fun. And then I think also getting to be in youth and see my sisters also come into youth, because Tiffany and I started going together and then Leilani started coming in, and so just seeing my sisters grow with me it's been really cool. Yeah.
This is gonna sound morbid, but the last 2 camps ago, I was taking a break because I was tired, but I just woke up in the middle of the night. So I was just I'm gonna hang out outside for a little bit. And I heard Nixon's group screaming like crazy and I was so confused of why they were screaming. I was like, what, are they trying to just scare people? So I just went back to bed. The next day, I learned that there was a bear trying to come into their cabin.
My favorite memory from youth ministry is probably the group wars. I loved that. I thought it was really fun. Capture the flag, that was the best, I think.
All right, the favorite memory I had, of course, would definitely be one of the camps. I can't remember which one exactly, but I know all of them were great, especially the summer ones where you could actually go into some water stuff. Free time especially, but I also enjoyed the worships. They were nice, and especially the sermons, because they were nice, long, but funny at times.
Definitely how to bear fruit and how to just follow what God wants you to do.
Probably that he is way more forgiving than I would think. He's willing to accept me for not being perfect.
That God is in control always, and that he always has a plan, and that even when it feels like I have no idea what's coming next, when life changes, and obviously with COVID happened right when I was in junior year, and so junior year gets really hectic, and then I quit my sport, and so life was just I had no idea what was coming next, and then God just took complete control, and he completely set a plan in motion. It was just all God, and I could clearly see that he had been planning it, so yeah.
The biggest thing is probably that he will always be there for me. And that was one of the biggest things I struggled with throughout high school, was that depression, and Troy would always say God is your father. He will always be there for you when you just need to go to him and talk to him, pray to him, and he will always be there.
That he has my back and all of our backs no matter what. Meaning that no matter how many times, this is probably the cliche things to say, but no matter how many times you screw up, or how many times you walk away or do other things, that he will always be there for you if you just come back to him and actually meet it in your heart.
I'd say probably that he has a plan for everything, and even though you might not understand it at the time, you'll come to understand it later on, and you'll realize that it was more of a blessing than you could ever imagine.
Say evangelism. I mean, I've always been a big evangelist, but really trying to get the word out there. The more you get deeper into and closer into adulthood, the more sinful people become, the more less innocent, obviously. That's part of maturity, but to another extent of you know, the sin nature of the world takes over, and it gets hard to be surrounded by it, because I went to a public school and everyone just thinks these sins and things these days are just normal. But if you have strong faith in God, and people notice a difference, there's joy in your life that they don't have.
Probably that it's about sin, and that's God doesn't want you not to sin. He wants you to live in the path that He created for you, which obviously doesn't have sin in it, but that's a really big difference when fighting sin.
I learned that He protects us. He's the only one that provides for us. Like, He gave me, He healed me because I had something wrong with me before. He healed me.
I'm most excited for just getting more involved in my college and the campus ministries that they have, so I'm really excited to grow closer to God while doing that.
I'm going to enjoy getting a greater education than what I have now. Aerospace engineering is my plan, and being able to get a nice, good job to carry me through.
The biggest thing I'm excited for, I wouldn't say college, but just the community I'm going to build in college, and just my future jobs and stuff like that.
I know this sounds kind of corny and cliche, but honestly, just the future, just whatever the future holds as in general. I mean, yeah, there's nothing really else I can say, just the future.
Yeah, I want to work at Walmart and become a manager one day.
Probably the freedom of college, just being able to do what I want. I don't have to check with my parents 2 days in advance when I want to go somewhere. Really excited for that.
I think having a little more freedom, because having being the oldest of 6 kids is just a lot of responsibility, obviously, but like just being in a house with that many people, and so just getting to be on my own a little more, and being with a dive team that is obviously like Christian. So I've never done a sport before where there's like a connection with a team like that. And so I've already started seeing a little bit of that, and I'm just really excited to be on the sports team, and yeah, that's probably what I'm most excited for.
Definitely about how God has so much planned for me in ways that I don't even know how. He's probably planned for a life that's even better than how I think I plan my life, so yeah.
Really looking forward to that. I'm going to be able to crack down on my YouTube channel, start getting that going. Really start getting deep into engineering school. I mean, yeah, there's general ed college, but there's not much for that. For like OCC, it's like 4 classes actually. And when past that, then I get to finally move on to just doing fun classes. And on like high school, where you're stuck doing boring crap that you don't want to do. That's one of the biggest things I'm really looking forward to right now.